Good morning, everybody. Just thought I might do a video inside the house where I'm staying at today, about a subject that is also pretty personal to me too, and kind of relates to some of my earlier videos about choosing to not having a lot of friends and just basically being a lone wolf. Now, I know that some of you guys who are in the same position in life as I am can relate to what I'm saying and will find this video to be pretty refreshing. So I'm going to explain the reasons why I, for the most part, choose to be a lone wolf. Now, there's some people like myself and some people in this world in which we are lone wolves not because we don't have any social skills, and it's not because we are deeply shy of other people. You know, the reason why we are lone wolves is because we choose to be lone wolves. I, for myself, I know how to talk with other people. I know how to relate to others. I know how to inspire other people. You know, I can go ahead and make friends if I want to. I can go ahead and join any social group if I want to. But what it is for me is that I don't really care to have a lot of friends and I don't care to join any social groups or anything like that. Because in the past, I've tried when I was a kid and when I was younger, trying to fit in and join up with groups of people and what have you. But I've never truly found anything in which any sort of group that I can totally relate to. You know, because I've always been the sort of person that chooses to think for themselves and to do their own thing. See, this is one of the things that I come to understand of how majority of people are in this world, how a lot of people are in this world. A lot of people, as I said before, they're followers. People will join up with certain groups, certain religions, certain political groups, and go along with certain cliques or anything like that because they live based on what I've noticed the fear of being rejected and the fear of being alone. See, a lot of people are not very happy and secure within their own skin. And they believe that the only way to become fully happy and secure within themselves is by going ahead and joining up with other people. They say the whole concept of strength in numbers, but I believe that the reason why people believe that there is strength in numbers is because they are not strong within themselves. They are weak. But for people who are lone wolves like myself, we don't believe that the whole concept of strength in numbers. We believe that the source of true strength is the strength from within yourself. We believe that to really become happy and fulfilled in life, it comes from within you, not outside of you, based on other people's approval or opinions of what you should be. And within that regard, we believe that our judgment of who we are ultimately is what is valuable. Okay? And we see that other people's opinions of what we should be is nothing more than a distraction of choosing to be what we want to be. See, you're going to come across this is that a lot of people in life are going to want you to be a certain way because it satisfies their own ideas and their own selfish desires of who you should be. But this is what I come to find out. No one can figure you out except for yourself. No one can truly make you happy except for yourself. And for people like me, we don't really care about trying to appease anybody and satisfying anybody else ultimately except for ourselves. I mean, I'll say this too, is that I'm open to other people's ideas. I am open to other people's opinions about how I can enhance my life so that I can make it so I can reach my full potential. But for the most part, I realize that a lot of people don't really have anything worthwhile to say or offer to me as far as how it is that I can reach my own full potential in life. And see, leading on to what people do in order to fit in is that a lot of people in this world, as you can see throughout the history of the human race and what goes on today, is that a lot of people go ahead and they join up with certain groups and they get caught up in this whole tribal mentality in which they see their ideas and their beliefs as a group as superior to themselves, to others, and then they clash and war against each other. And that's been the case with countries warring against other countries, religions warring against other religions, or political parties warring against other political parties, or racial groups warring against other racial groups. But for people like myself, we don't choose to abide by that sort of mentality because we know that mentality causes more separation and conflict in this world. We don't choose to abide by that because it basically, we get caught up in something in which is not beneficial for us. You know, for myself, I mean, how I can break myself down based on the world wants me to be? Well, I'm a 26-year-old young man, young American man, who is half white and half Mexican. Okay? But you know what? I don't really care to identify myself as being half white or half Mexican. I know it's a part of who I am, but that's not the basis of who I choose to be as my own person. You know, I've been reading a lot of books about reaching your full potential in life, self fulfillment, personal development. And I've been reading a couple books by this one Indian philosopher named Jiddu Krishnamurti. And he talks a lot about how you can become happy and fulfilled by not abiding by what the rest of society tells you to do. And one of the things he talks about is how people like to label themselves as, oh, I'm this or I'm that. I'm Republican. I'm Democrat. I'm left. I'm right. I'm Christian. I'm Jew. And he talks a lot about, and this makes sense to me, is that how that doesn't really help out in this world and it causes separation. And one of the things that he said that I bring up again for my other videos is, and I'll paraphrase this, what he has quoted, is that when you live your life trying to appease and impress others, you're distracting yourself from reaching your own full potential. And I took that a lot to my core. This was something that I thought about for many years, but hearing it from someone else, like him, has really helped to go ahead and enhance this sort of mentality. And I can remember another person that really inspired me not to abide by what the rest of society tells you to do and just to do your own thing was this comedian named George Carlin. George Carlin, he's among my favorite comedians of all time. And not only was he a very funny person, but he was also very intelligent. He was, in a way, enlightened. Even though there are a lot of things that he said, especially later on in his life, that was very critical, very critical and pessimistic about the human race and society. Towards the end of his life, however, he chose this similar mentality of not choosing to have a stake in the outcome and hoping that the world will change. He said in one of his last interviews is that It's not important to save the planet. It's more important to save yourself. And I've realized this fully within my own personal life. See, I've tried to go ahead and help out other people and my family and some of the people who are my friends. But I understand that at this point is that a lot of people just don't want to change, even if it's for the better. You know, there are people that you'll come across in your life that you'll know personally that they'll just keep making the same bad mistakes over and over and over again. And especially you just let them go and let them figure it out for themselves if they ever even do. And I understand that it's up to me to make change. It's up to me to change myself. And if a lot more people in this world were to choose to change themselves for the better, this world will be a much better place. It's not about going ahead and impressing or appeasing others. It's not about going ahead and joining up with certain groups or anything like that in order to change yourself. You got to change yourself from within because you choose to do it on your own, not because someone else tells you to do it. So that's some of the main reasons why I choose to be a lone wolf. And it's not because, I hate the human race or whatever. I don't hate the human race. I like people, but on an individual basis. I like to see how they truly are as a person, one at a time. Because this is one thing I noticed. When a lot of people join up in groups, they change themselves. They like to go ahead and put on a mask or a face in order to go ahead and fit in. I'm not that way. Anybody who knows me personally over a long period of time knows me as being a real and raw person. I like to tell it like it is, and I like to say what I truly think. Okay? I believe in standing by my own truth and saying what is really on my mind. And a lot of people don't like that or appreciate it. Because, as Jack Nicholson said, I quoted this before, but as Jack Nicholson said in the movie A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. And this is another reason why I choose to be a lone wolf is because the fact that I'm a real and raw person, not everyone is able to handle that. Because a lot of people in this world, they don't like to hear the truth. They just want to hear a bunch of lies that'll make them feel better. And there are so much lies and bullshit that's out there. That's another quote from one of my favorite comedians, George Carlin. He said, "When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you're given a front row seat." And throughout our society and our culture, there's a lot of lies. There's a lot of lies that are being told to us through politics, through religion, through what we see on TV, and through people that we come across every day. So for me, how I come to understand how you can overcome all this lies, bullshit, and the freak show that we see everywhere is that you don't choose to abide by it. You don't choose to fit into it just because it's what everyone else is doing. You're doing it because you're doing what you want to do because you want to do it. You're doing what you want to do because you're staying true to yourself. You're doing what you want to do because you're not afraid of being alone or being rejected. Because you enjoy your solitude and being able to take time to invest in yourself and enjoy your own company and figuring out what really matters in life. And you know that not everyone is going to like you, and that's just the way it is. And I understand now that there are only very, very few people that you'll come across in life that you can actually consider to be your real friends. Maybe like 5 people. I don't have maybe more than 4 or 5 people that I can consider to be my real friends, who I can call up, talk with, see how they're doing, have a nice conversation with them, spend time with them, and we share this journey, truly share this journey of life together. It's just a lot of people go ahead and they have supposedly thousands of friends on Facebook or a lot of followers on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. But those people honestly don't care about you. Most of those people are not going to show up to your funeral when you're gone and help to bury you. So, just because you're a lone wolf is not a bad thing. When you are a lone wolf, you are probably much more of a strong person and are choosing a more worthwhile path in life than what the vast majority of people choose to do with themselves. And if other people don't get or understand it, then you don't need to associate yourself with these sort of people. You just keep living your own life and doing your own thing. And for me at this point, given that I choose this life, I am much happier and more secure within myself than I have ever been when I was younger and I was trying to appease and impress others. Now I just appease and impress myself. Or, like one of my favorite Southern rappers, Scarface, said, I'm not trying to satisfy or impress nobody except for my motherfucking self. But anyways, that's just a that's just what I want to discuss about the whole concept of being a lone wolf. So I hope a lot of you guys understand where I'm coming from, and a lot of you guys who are in the same position as me understand that you're not alone, and it's not too bad to be alone. It's a great thing to overall be alone and to just do your own thing and have your own company. I'll discuss more into detail about this subject in later videos, but I just thought I might get this off my chest for today. Anyways, hopefully you guys make the best of your day and keep staying true to yourself and keep doing your own thing. Peace.